So here's my theory. I originally did a like 1/4 hole after aligning both lips up on top of each other, and then went ahead and did a 7/8 hole and made all of these holes. Now, before doing that, what I should have done is done another dot after the 1/4 to make it through, because you got to make the hole, on the other side. So I didn't do that, but went ahead and got the 7/8, drove it again, and kind of tried to center it as best I can to make a second hole in there. And I think the only way for me to get this right, since none of this is actually fully measured, is that other hole has to be pretty large, maybe even this size, for me to be able to move and shift the lip a little bit forward, a little bit left, a little bit right. Because, I'll be very surprised if this works out, but I think I'm going to need that little bit of movement. So I'm going to flip this around. I think I'm going to do a bigger hole on this side and then a 7/8 hole on the other side, and I'll just have a washer on a bigger washer on the OEM bolts. That way I can kind of like move the whole lip around and not be completely tight, like let's say if it was here. So again, I also need to drill these a little bigger. So I'm gonna flip this around, drill all those holes, and then I think we can kind of throw it on and see what it looks like. Got the lip fully on. It fits pretty okay. I think it sticks out a little bit farther here, and the carbon's not fully exposed. Definitely not worth doing if I think I would have known it did not have mounting holes. I ended up getting this on Facebook Marketplace and didn't really realize that it didn't have any of the holes until after. So here's what it is. It's on. Mine actually had like this weird 1/8 like lip. I don't know if it's part of the OEM one that went all across here. So I want to try and find something to fill that. And then also my bumper is starting to separate here, and that little gap would help. But it's sturdy, it's on there. There's multiple OEM mounting spots, and they're like M8 bolts, so it's pretty sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere, and it does the full mount. All my holes were pretty close. Like these first ones were actually really good, but then the second holes that I eyeballed were not good. So I had to improvise a little bit, but it's on there for now. What I think I want to do is eventually get just the front carbon lip that attaches to the OEM under tray, if this one fails or I mess it up somehow. So it will do for now. I started to work on the side skirts, got the OEM ones off, pretty simple, just some push rivet things in there. And I was looking at the new one, which is here. This I did order from eBay, and it has this large whole lip system there. So I need to, I guess, for whatever reason, I don't know why they designed it like this, remove this, which holds in the OEM side skirt. So going to take this off, and then I guess from there, then you have to do your double-sided tape and put back your little push rivet things, and we'll see how that ends up coming out. Back to working on the GTR. That night I ended up getting both side skirts in, and they didn't fit too bad, but something about like the under little part that goes and tucks into the body was just really tight. So I ended up heating it up some to kind of make the gap bigger, and got them pretty good. Overall, it's not bad. I wish the top portion of the side skirt here was like carbon fiber, so the edge you don't see, but fit well on this side. It's a little loose. I do have tape here, and I couldn't get the rivets to fully close, so I wish it was here instead of there, but could maybe mess with it some more. I want to get this kind of tilted a little bit in, so it should be something like that. So I have a bolt there, might readjust that and get it a little bit better, but for now. And up here, it's not bad. I ended up cutting this because it was hitting here, so it's not my favorite, but maybe get some better screws here that are like have a cap on them to cover it, but it doesn't hit the door, so that's a bright side. And then over here on the passenger side, this one fit it pretty well. I think a little bit better than the driver's side. As you can see, it still wants to go in just a little bit, but couldn't get it to fully sink in. But also heated up this side, and unfortunately kind of went through some of the clear coat right there and right there. But it's just what happens when you heat stuff up. So Got all that settled. Now for the final modification, I do have lowering springs that I've had for the past couple months, and I just recently last week picked up these wheels. So I ended up finding these wheels on Facebook Marketplace. They're from a company called Switzer. So when I looked them up, nothing in the last 10 years really pops up for them, but I think these are a one of one wheel. I found one post on one of the forums of them talking about how they made a set of these. So if you're kind of talking like that, sounds like it's a one of one. So ended up finding a guy who had a GTR in Tennessee. He had powder coated them like Volk Mag blue, but like a satin finish. So here it's pretty dark and it kind of brightens up in the sunlight. Originally I wanted the Volk gunmetal flat blue, I think it's called, which is a little bit lighter blue than this. But I saw these and I think GTR people kind of all do the same setup. So they come with brand new 4S and Super Sport tires. So just that alone is kind of a $2,500 value. So brand new tires, wheels are freshly powder coated, ceramic coated. They are 20 by 10, 20 offset in the front, and I think 20 by 12, I think they do 30 offset or something like that. So, and also these wheels are very light for how big they are. I'll put the exact numbers on the screen, but I think T37s in this size are just about 1 pound to 2 pounds lighter than these. So we'll see how they end up looking on this color and car. So this is titanium gray. So I don't know, I think it's gonna be a little bit different. First, let's get springs on. Gonna do the front, then go on the rear, and then we can see what it all looks like. Ended up working on this side, but I did, after about freaking 2 hours, finish this side, and I think the color looks really nice. So it was a bit of a headache trying to get these springs in, and working on this side, got the OEM one out, all of that. So kind of a headache with this style suspension, but it's going a little faster on this side than the other side. Car is finally all done. It's actually been quite some time since I finished this, but I realized I never filmed an outro to the installation video. So after that, I ended up getting a alignment. All went well, but there was a little bit more camber than kind of what was within spec.
I do not want to run through these very expensive tires this quick, so I might get some adjustable arms to correct the negative camber. For now, I think I'm going to just enjoy the car and hopefully not destroy these tires. I'm super happy with how this color came out. Indeed, shadows, it's a little dark, but once the light gets to it, it definitely brightens up some. I ended up doing a 15mm spacer in the rear, and that filled the wheel well perfectly. And in the front, I was kind of torn about what to do, but I also ended up doing a 15mm spacer. That's unfortunately the smallest size that you can do a bolt-on spacer without having to replace the actual studs. And I ended up rolling the fender, but unfortunately they do rub a little bit on very aggressive turns, so I might have to roll them a little bit more. But overall, very happy with the car, color combo, the lip, skirts, and the springs. It drives really good, way better than the 18s. So that's gonna be it for this video. If anybody knows any information on these wheels from maybe 10, 15 years ago, drop a comment below. I'd really appreciate it because I cannot find anything. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. I should have a new video driving right after this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.